Welcome to the Final Buzzer Podcast, episode 4. This week we'll be talking about our week 1 projections as well as predicting the upcoming week 2 in the NFL, as well as talking about different important sports news across the sporting world.
Alright guys, we got a huge game. Tampa Bay comes in, absolutely destroys. Not destroys. Beat them by 8. The 49, the Saints at home in New Orleans. Absolutely amazing. I'm 100% behind the idea of Ryan Fitzmagic. He came out there just absolutely slinging the rock. Slinging it. Mike Evans, Deshaun Jackson. I think even had a couple of Adam Humphries out there. The man was amazing. He ran one in for himself, too. The man spread the ball out. But I'm not going to be out here being one of the Bucs fans saying, all right, start quarterback role. This is, I'm telling you, you ask any Jets fan, all the other teams he's been on, this is Ryan Fitzpatrick's game, my guys. Like, he will sit there, he's going to make you think he's Ryan Fitzmagic. You're going to want to get out the cape and the hat and the wand thinking he's going to come out here and he's going to win the next 2 games while Jameis is out. I don't think so. He's super inconsistent. I think he just did that to maybe get a pay raise or whatever so he can stay in the league a couple more years, keep cashing those checks. But also that, it was false success in my mind. I think the Saints came out and weren't ready to play. Both of their Rookie of the Years from last year didn't come out to play. Marshawn Lattimore absolutely just let Mike Evans behind him on one play, resulting in like a 50-yard bomb for a touchdown. And Alvin Kamara had like less than 40 rushing yards. It's kind of ridiculous for a guy that we saw could be so explosive out of the backfield. In this situation, I think it's best to say that bad football will lose games a lot faster than good football will win games. The Saints just played bad football, and the Bucs capitalized. I really hope we can come out and still not be the worst in the division, but I'm definitely not hopeful that when we play them again later in the year, we will beat them. I hope we do. I'm all for the Bucs, but I just don't see that happening twice in a row.
I want to point out we definitely did not pick that game. No one thought the Bucs were winning,
oh,
including the massive Bucs fan.
Absolutely, yeah. Massive Bucs fan, didn't see it. Didn't even mention Drew Brees and the reasons we were going to lose, but it happened.
Hulk Hogan really believed in the Bucs, okay?
That's what it is. The racist believes in us.
The racist believes. I do want to point out, we had Baltimore winning. No one suspected it to be a 44-point slaughter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Nathan Peterman, man. The Nathan Peterman effect took in the plays, absolutely shanked it. Shanked it hard. Threw the rookie in with 40-0. He managed to get 3 on the board. It's kind of rough on that starting position, but hey, don't really know who's going to start out next week. Hopefully not Nathan Peterman.
How about the Browns?
Oh my gosh.
Browns looked real good.
They
Tyrod looked kind of rough, but
ended their 17-week losing streak.
I
And,
want to say Tyrod didn't look rough. He just didn't look like he knew how to throw the football.
No.
Running, he looked fantastic.
Yeah, I think he's a great quarterback for Cleveland's system. You know, I think if he still puts up numbers like that, even if it's an 0-16 season for him, Tyrod should be the quarterback if he keeps up this level of play, regardless of, their record.
I think coaching lost that game because if you look at that last drive in the fourth quarter when it's tied up, the Browns were in, right there at field goal range. To me, the decision is easy. You run up the middle, you just try to gain a few more yards, and you kick the field goal to win the game. Instead, they throw the ball, get an interception, and now you just, ruined what could have been an easy win. Now, if you don't have faith in your kicker, I guess it makes sense, but it's got to be better than just throwing a ball up in the air with the Steelers.
I just want to state that if the Browns had Dan Bailey, they would have won that game very easily. Much if the Cowboys had Dan Bailey and Dez Bryant, they would have won against the Panthers. But, that's a completely different story. Another big story was the Thursday night football game, the Falcons and the Eagles. Eagles barely coming out with the win.
That was an awful game to watch.
It really was.
On both sides. Both offenses couldn't get started. The defenses played mediocrely, but it was a big sputter, and I really hope obviously we saw from this Sunday and everything, games were either really close, like even Baltimore, Cleveland and Steelers tied, you had several close games, or they were blowouts. So, I hope all these games get a little bit closer. I hate to see 2 great teams that could who were in the question for playoffs just fizzle out against each other.
You got the game. You got Green Bay versus the Bears. Aaron Rodgers went out in the first half, came back in the third quarter, and absolutely dominated. The thing is, he's now questionable for Minnesota
next week. Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
his knee injury didn't look that bad. It's like they fell on it, but it didn't like bend too awkwardly. It just kind of like bent.
In the post game interview, he looked kind of drugged up. Not gonna lie.
Sure, they threw a lot into him at halftime.
If you look at it, he can't keep a serious face. He's giggly and all that. Like, either he is really like adrenaline up, or he's feeling himself.
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah,
honestly.
especially like he just got paid. I mean, he had to. I'm not saying he had to come out there and attempt to. He had to take over Deshaun Kaiser, the former Cleveland quarterback, was absolutely struggling against that newly found Bears defense with Khalil Mack. Absolutely, literally, Khalil Mack could have lined up in the fullback position and wouldn't have got that handoff any faster and getting that fumble recovery and picked it up himself. But like, he came out there and he put on a heck of a show, coming back 20-0. I mean. It's the things that Aaron Rodgers does. That's why they pay him that much money. I mean, he is ridiculously good.
I think it just, this game is a prime example of why he's, one of the best, if not the best quarterback in the league. He comes in and does something that, not a lot of quarterbacks wouldn't be able to do. Looking past the fact that you're down by so much and just coming in, having the confidence to throw the ball in the right place, and get the win
on one leg too. Like you say, if you watch that game, he's almost never on that left.
Yeah,
knee.
if you watch the highlights, you can clearly see that he's avoiding putting pressure on there as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Another thing though, the Bears, they look like a good team. Like, they look like a playoff team.
They look solid.
Mitch Trubisky was good until Clutch came around.
Yes.
I mean, he's young. It's expected.
I know. Yeah, once he gets that under his belt, like I said, he was. I mean, the speed the ball was coming out of his hand was ridiculous. I mean, the cameras were struggling to keep it up. He's got an arm on him, got some great arm talent, and like I said, I hope Bears can build around him. I hope Bears can absolutely capitalize on the season. I still see this being kind of a build year. I don't see them making playoffs. I do see them surprising a lot of people and getting a lot of big plays.
I don't think they make playoffs either this year. I think you're right in saying that it's another building year. But I think it'll be a good building year. It's not going to be something that you come away with more questions than not. I think after the end of the season, they're going to have a clear direction on
at least what they need in the draft.
Exactly. I mean,
from close game to close game, Houday, Bengals got that dub against the Colts.
All those Cincinnati fans had to be absolutely just freaking out when Andrew Luck drives them down the field to the 15-yard line and Doyle just fumbles it at the 15. It was a stupid score. It made it look a little less close, but man, I was watching the game. We got two Cincinnati fans in here, and I was hoping they'd win, but man, Andrew Luck looks good though. He looks good before coming back.
So, two things I want to say. Actually, there's three things I want to say. The first one, we probably should have lost that game. I was watching it, and I see Andrew Luck, and he's in rhythm, and I'm terrified. I'm thinking there's no way our defense can stop him. They're moving too fast. Our defense is exhausted.
When your first-string linebacker's out in the first quarter.
Yep, and then, Vontaze Burfict's not
Already
playing
out,
right now either.
Yeah.
So, we're hurting, and then, thank God, dude comes in, scoop and score out of nowhere. The second point I wanted to talk about was the fact that, Andrew Luck looked, phenomenal, looked great. However, he threw the ball, I think, 53 times.
Shoo. I didn't see that stat line.
I mean, I don't know if a lot of people paid attention, but he threw it 53 times. That's way too many times, and they were so reliant on him. And he's capable of it, but you don't want your quarterback throwing that many times. And then the third thing I want to talk about is after the game, AJ Green, I don't know if you guys saw this, has the comments that Joe Mixon needs to be in the same conversation as Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley.
I don't know if that's, I feel like that's a teammate hyping up another teammate. I mean,
it's not quite reasonable yet.
Yeah, not yet. Maybe if he continues to do well throughout the season. I don't know what your whole schedule looks like, but
Have the Ravens on Thursday.
If you beat the Ravens, top of the division.
Yeah,
exactly.
If you think about it.
Now the thing with AJ's comments is I think it is too early to definitely say something like that.
Yeah.
However, watching Joe Mixon play, he can get yards in the run, but he looked great on receiving. He had a nice one-handed snag. I think he had like 94 rushing yards and I think 54 receiving yards and a running touchdown.
A good balance back.
Yeah, exactly. And I think he's a dual threat, and
Yeah.
I think that makes him, really hard to keep in control.
Yeah, those guys strive in the NFL right now. Like I said, you got the Todd Gurley's and stuff like that. They can run between the tackles and then go out and catch a pass.
Well, technically, he is better than Le'Veon Bell this season, as of right
True.
now.
As of right now,
As of right
he's
now.
he's
been-
outperforming
yeah.
Le'Veon Bell.
Yes.
Le'Veon Bell is basically the worst running back in the league right now.
Statistically.
Well, I don't know. Those Colts running backs, though. That's why Andrew Luck has to sling the rock 56 times in a game. I mean, that's what I'm gonna say. That team lives and dies by him, and I guess you got T.Y. on there too. But it's a struggle sometimes, I guess, for the Colts.
And then just one more thing I want to talk about with the Colts game is if you watched it, you noticed that I think the Bengals got called for roughing the passer 3 times.
One of them I could say that's the weird thing. Go ahead, and I'll continue on.
Okay, so Andy Dalton after the game, who's not one to usually, disrespect the refs, yell in any way, was obviously offended that, he says that he got hit in the head 3 different occasions, and it was never called. And he feels like he was unfairly called, and I don't know if that's because Andrew Luck is coming back from injury, and I think some people feel like they were watching him too closely and being too cautious with him and not giving Andy Dalton the same respect.
Okay, that's what this helmet rule, man. Like, of course, we were only in week 1. We had the preseason where everything was being called, but you had that play. I think it was Geno Atkins coming out. The hit wasn't even really that late. The quarterback just gotten it off. But the rule that you can't really take quarterbacks to the ground anymore. You're allowed to take them to the ground, but the way I understand it is that the D tackle or D end or whatever is not allowed to land on the quarterback. They land beside the quarterback. And I think that becomes a big problem. Yeah, it's fine for your pocket passers, your Andy Dalton, your Ben Roethlisberger, your Tom Brady's. But when Cam Newton, if you're just going to try and sling him to the ground and things like that, we just saw that on the game that just happened with the Jets. They go to try and sling him to the ground, and he gets away. The receiver gets away. The fact that you're taking the physicality out of football is just handicapping the defense to a point that's I'm hoping is recoverable.
So you're saying the more athletic quarterbacks are
Going to
at an
benefit from
advantage
this. They're going to benefit from this rule.
Well, this past week in football, as of right now, they've had 14 roughing the passer calls, which is the most since I think it was the 2001 season, just in 1 week. Like, I mean, and it's not a physical game of football. It's just the rule changes that they're making is making it non-physical, and they're just being more strict with the rules.
One of the roughing the passer that we got was actually came from Carlos Dunlap.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw it, he was very close to Andrew Luck when he threw the ball. Dunlap expressed that he knew he shouldn't hit him, so he planked on the ground and accidentally hit him barely and knocked him down.
Was that in the
And
back
it's
of the
a flag.
knee?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he did everything that he could.
But those
To not hit
those
him.
are grown men running very fast. Like I said, there's not a lot you can do.
Jets line. Sam Darnold started out rough and looked so strong.
The first throw, he threw it to the defense. I mean, that's a tough start. I mean, that's a
What was it like 13-13 at the beginning of the third quarter, and then it was 40-something to 13 at the
Very
end of the third
quickly,
quarter?
yes.
Yeah,
Very
Lions got
quickly.
smacked.
Yeah,
It was
the
insane.
defense of the Jets took over. I mean, that's honestly their strong suit because their offense really
Special
isn't.
teams look nice too.
Yeah. Special teams win games, anyways. But Sam Darnold, he looked all right. He had two passing touchdowns. I think he had like 150 yards. Like, it's not, it's great for a rookie quarterback to have that, especially with the 2. I think they said, he had 2 touchdowns, and that's the most from any Jet in their debut. So obviously he has a bright future in New York.
He could have.
Hopefully he can be.
interceptions, and it's a bright future for New
I mean,
York.
I like that, despite, the terrible start, he didn't let it get to him. He was able to come back and rally from it. And I think as a young guy, that's a very important quality. You don't want to get into your own head because that's one of the most dangerous places to be when you're a professional athlete.
All right, so we've discussed a decent amount of Week 1 games. I don't want to go through all of them because we still want to do all of the Week 2 predictions. All right, so after Week 1, we're currently looking at 9-6 for our guess record.
Not the best, but we're
Not the
over
best,
50.
but we're trying.
To be
Over
fair,
500,
I
I'll
think
take it.
To be fair, I think a few of those anybody would have got wrong.
I mean, to
The
be
tie
fair, one of them.
between the
Yeah, I was gonna
Steelers
say one of them was the
and
Browns
the
Steelers
Browns.
tie.
I mean, technically,
I
I
don't
mean, technically,
I don't
we're
like
not
ties.
that wrong.
Yeah, I don't like ties in football. Honestly, I really don't. Like that's what irks me. This is America. This isn't soccer.
This
You know,
is America.
like, well, I don't think that there should be
But
ties.
to be fair, I kind of get where they're coming from because I think it was the year before they changed the rule from 15-minute OT to 10-minute OT. These players aren't getting paid anymore to play in OT.
Yeah.
All that's getting they're getting more ratings. Like I
Yeah.
said, I mean I just don't see the players don't have that advantage with it being a game like football, where it's always full speed or it's always full contact. And if you go for long periods of time like that, the more exhausted you get, the more likely you get injured. And these guys, I just don't think the output of a win versus a tie is worth it for them. Now, granted, like I said, playoff time, of course you need that. I think even the division, divisional games, stuff like that should maybe be shifted around a little bit because that becomes crucial. But I don't know, man. Especially, like I said, it's week 1. You just don't want these guys getting hurt, and they don't want to get hurt either. I mean, that's the thing. You get in trouble with things like that when you start playing 4-hour, 5-hour games like you get in Tennessee with the Dolphins, or in Florida with the Dolphins and the Titans.
Yeah, this is very true. Long story short, don't blame us.
The Browns
Uh,
are
we
still
tried.
not winning a game. Browns
Yeah.
are still not winning.
Also,
Still the best
also,
record they've had since 2014,
Yeah.
starting out.
Uh,
So
9-6, but that's without the Rams and the Raiders game, which is going on at the point of recording.
could
So,
be 10-6.
yeah,
It's
it could be-
definitely playoff bound.
It could be 10-6, could be 9-7.
Yeah.
Either way, still technically a wild card team if you think about it.
We're not too
So-
bad. Throw us in the AFC North. We're making playoffs.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into week 2 predictions.
Start out with the AFC versus NFC.
All right.
Browns Saints. This is
I-
a toss-up for me. It really shouldn't be. The Browns looked so good against the Steelers, and the Saints looked so bad against Tampa Bay that I'm just really unsure.
I'm gonna go.
I'm going Browns.
Ooh,
I don't know. I mean, I feel the Browns hype train right now, but I don't know. I feel like the only reason the Browns did so well is because granted, James Conner had his first rushing touchdown for the Steelers.
Leading the league in rushing after
He is.
week 1.
He is. He was a very good
Later
back.
on who?
then. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, but they found a way to still make the game close. So I think if Drew Brees maybe passes
Doesn't
a little
suck
bit,
like-
throws a
God,
little
Ben
bit more on
Roethlisberger
him.
looks terrible.
I
do you
know.
think that has anything to do with his concussion? Do you think maybe he's scared? Maybe I don't want to say scared,
I
but
hope
like
he's
He
scared.
still threw
he's
4 picks and
thinking
2
about
to
it
rookies.
a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is Big Ben's last year.
I'm not saying if he retired tomorrow I'd be happy, but I mean at the same time,
Yeah,
He's
I
a hell of a
don't know, I'd be
quarterback,
happy.
and I want him out of my division.
I want him out of the league. I don't like him.
But
Never been a
yeah,
fan.
I'm definitely gonna have to go with the Saints on this one just because of their offense.
I still feel Saints. Drew Brees is a great quarterback, and like I said, I think the Browns head coach is not good enough.
Hugh
I
Jackson,
absolutely
yeah.
agree because if you listen to it was at the very end when T.J. Watt blocks that field goal. And the reason T.J. Watt had such a great game is because they never changed the snap count. That's like elementary school level stuff. You change the snap count because guys start jumping off the line and blocking field goals and getting sacks and stuff like that. If you can't get that right, you can't win football games. I think the Browns can't beat the Saints. Saints struggled week 1, but I think they come back.
I got Browns.
So we got Steelers overall.
Or
Saints overall.
Saints overall. I'm
Saints,
sorry.
come
What
on.
did I say?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You said Steelers.
I'm sorry.
Just mark my word, I said the Browns. Just want that to be known.
All right.
All right, we're gonna go Colts versus Redskins.
I mean, the Redskins looked pretty good in their game against the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah, they blew them out, but their defense is pretty trash. Not gonna lie. I mean, I'm happy they're in the NFC East with the Cowboys because we get to beat them twice every year. I'm gonna go with
Damn.
the Cardinals on this one, or not the Cardinals, the Colts. Gosh.
Everybody's getting mixed up now.
I'm gonna go with the Redskins.
I'm also going Redskins.
Purely for the fact I love Joe Mixon to death, but Joe Mixon was able to run all over that Colts defense. Adrian Peterson shows that he still got it, and I think that Adrian Peterson come in, make an absolute fool out of the Colts defense, and win them the game, be MVP of that game.
I have the Colts. I liked what I saw from Andrew Luck. I don't want to see him throw that much, but I liked what I saw. He looks dominant again, and he looks confident. And then he stayed in the pocket. He wasn't afraid to get hit. He took several
He
hits.
took several. Yes.
And I think, he's gonna build on a very strong week 1 performance.
So we have
We're tied
We're
up.
tied.
We're gonna deal with our wild vote here. Noah, our super expert at all things NFL. Who do you have? Colts with Andrew Luck, or the Redskins with Alex Smith and Adrian Peterson?
It's a tie.
It's a
That's
tie.
Why not? There's a
You
tie in the
gotta
first
pick
week.
one. You gotta pick
Alright.
one.
We're gonna need one for records. You can, in your mind, you can do tie.
We can't pick tie.
Yeah, we can.
The Colts because they're close. I don't know.
Okay.
Alright.
Colts,
Colts 'cause they're close.
Nope.
Andrew
You
Luck.
can do a tie.
Andrew Luck because he's lucky.
You can choose tie.
Can you really?
Is that what we're doing? The
No,
equal sign.
No, we're picking Colts.
All right, so
Andrew
let's
Luck,
start.
he's
Let's go AFC. AFC North battle: Baltimore versus the Bengals.
Thursday
we got.
night.
This scares me. This game scares me because of how
Honestly,
good.
as a Bengals fan, I still have Baltimore. They looked ridiculous in week
I respect
one.
it. I
It's the
respect it.
Bills, though. Come on now, like.
True, it is the Bills, but like,
When you start Nathan Peterman at quarterback, you might as well go 0-16. Honestly.
You deserve it.
Yeah,
you deserve
yeah.
it.
Joe Flacco looks solid. He looks
Ravens
like
are
elite
scary
level
right
Joe
now.
Flacco
Oh,
right
he's
now.
going elite level this year.
Yeah, but he'll get
No,
mid-season
no.
form week 2,
Elite
and that's how
level
it works.
week one.
Week
He
one.
doesn't last long at elite level.
I think so. Here's the thing. Why I think we're gonna win. AJ Green had an uncharacteristically bad night.
I agree.
He dropped the ball, or he fumbled it twice,
He literally
Literally
then-
dropped the ball.
and then he drops a touchdown pass that hits him right in the hands. That's not gonna happen often. AJ Green's a great wide receiver.
I hope not.
That's what.
He screwed me in fantasy.
Okay. That's not gonna happen again. And as long as we can give Andy Dalton a few seconds of protection, he's gonna get all the touches he wants, and Joe Mixon's gonna keep building. John Ross got his first catch
To be fair,
and his first touchdown.
on that first catch, first touchdown, he jogged past his defender and got about 5 yards of separation with ease, and his defender looked like he was in a full-out sprint. I was
I
scared.
think I think that matchup helps out, especially when you drop into coverage like that. You got Terrell Suggs back there getting a little bit old. John Ross, fast, quick dude. I see Andy Dalton aired it out for him a couple times.
I mean, I just think that Joe Mixon, he is the offense. We've handed him the keys. I think that we're gonna live and die by Joe Mixon. I mean, we have AJ Green. That's correct. And
But
we
like
love
said,
AJ Green.
Yeah.
But a good run game helps your passing game.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Sets up for that play action. Sets up, gets your guys open.
Exactly.
brings
And
it-
our screen passes looked nice with Joe Mixon.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals as well on this one.
Let's not forget we still have Carlos Dunlap and Geno Atkins.
Yeah.
We're gonna put some pressure on Joe
Yeah.
Flacco, and he's actually gonna get some good pressure this week.
I'm still going Baltimore, but I don't know. It's not like a set in stone thing for me. So if y'all lean Bengals, I'll go with you.
I'm definitely leaning Bengals based on what I'm hearing from the room, especially Dylan. Definitely hyping me up there for the Bengals.
I gotta plead my case.
You are. I'm gonna say you plead your case well. I'm gonna go with you on the Bengals.
Don't let him plead his
All right.
case.
It'll be
Come to the
it'll be
dark side.
one of the closest games.
It's not a lot of fun over here.
Yeah, it'll be one of the
It's not a lot
closest
fun.
games that week for sure.
All right, AFC next battle. Let's go Chargers, Bills.
Chargers.
Chargers definitely.
Bills
the-
are disgusting right now.
Yeah, that they have Phillip Rivers. I think he has a good game after his abysmal game against Kansas City. I don't know how Kansas City pulled that out. I mean, their defense is bottom tier. Maybe their offense is one of the it's one of the more talented ones. Maybe that's how they win their games. But I don't know. I feel like the Chargers defense shuts them down.
Could you say it wouldn't be much of a shocker if the Chargers won?
Okay.
I would say that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that
All right.
makes sense. We can end it there. We got it.
So-
So we're going
so
Chargers.
Chargers.
Okay,
Thank you
we
for
don't
listening
need,
to that.
don't need a whole lot of discussion on that one. This is gonna kind of a toss up in my mind. Miami versus the Jets.
Jets. I think Jets.
based off their putting up a massive amount of numbers
Destruction.
tonight on
Not
Monday night.
necessarily. The Dolphins suck.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill though.
But they beat the Titans by 10.
I'm not
So-
believing the hype.
But without a starting quarterback, pretty much. Like,
not
without,
believing the hype.
But it's still a 10-point game.
I'm gonna give it.
I'm giving it to the Jets.
Jets. I can lean with the Jets. I think Jamal Adams is going to have a really good year this year. Sam Darnold looked pretty good in his Monday night debut. My bad. I just think that he goes up from here. Potential offensive rookie of the year for him.
I believe in the Dolphins, man. You got Ryan Tannehill down there, Danny Amendola. Still got a good defense with Cameron Wake. Going to bring some pressure on the young guy. I think they got it. I think the Dolphins got it. I know I'm in the minority there, but I think the Dolphins got the Jets.
All right, so for podcast sake, we're going Jets.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Steelers, Kansas City.
Best game that
Is it though? If Ben Roethlisberger decides he wants to throw 4 picks again, is it really the best game?
You still got a
He's
good
on my
defense. I
fantasy
mean,
Well,
So I'm sorry. You go ahead and I'll follow.
I don't think Le'Veon's coming back this game
I don't
either. I think that they just hand it off to James Conner again, and he runs it up the middle like he has been against Week
It's
1
on the
against
Steelers.
Browns.
I'm no longer rushing that, especially after what you saw Week 1.
Oh
They
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
don't rush it.
If I'm, I feel like if I'm the Steelers, I either trade Le'Veon or just
I'm leaning towards trade. And I
No.
you know,
I
I
don't
know a
think.
few
Do they have
Steelers
to trade him?
fans-
Is he even signed?
yeah. He's
Because
got.
they tried a franchise tag, but he said no.
He hasn't signed the franchise tag, but he's still technically part of the team.
Okay.
I've seen several Steelers fans. You know, they're irritated with him. They're extremely frustrated.
Yeah.
His own players are frustrated with him.
Yeah.
So if you bring him back and he gets the big contract that he wants,
That's
there might
bad,
be some
yeah.
it cuts
negative.
into, like I said, people are going to want trades. People are, like I said, that locker room is a big deal. Like I said, you just look at what Kansas City did. They traded away one of their better corners because he had locker room issues.
Yeah.
You got to think of the team over yourself, and I think Le'Veon Bell, while he hasn't been super vocal about it, he's held out too long, and it caused too much turmoil in the locker room, and it will generally affect his legacy.
I think it'll be detrimental for this team if they bring him back.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a hell of an athlete, and everybody knows that. But his offensive line aren't going to want to block for him.
What do you think if they trade? Maybe not, like I said, not this week. They're not in a hurry for any of that. They're looking to see what's on the table. What do you think they get for him? You think it's like a Khalil Mack where they get 2 first-round picks for him? I think he's worth it.
Yeah, I think he's worth it. But
I think he's worth
So,
it.
for the right team, yes, he's worth it.
I'm okay with the Bucks guy.
I don't know. I'm still gonna lean Steelers on this game.
I also lean Steelers.
I'm not believing the hype in Kansas City.
I
I'm
also
really
lean
not.
Steelers, but
Steelers.
that's
But let it be known that
That's
I don't
if-
want the Steelers to win. I just think they're going to win.
Yeah.
I lean Steelers if Ben Roethlisberger has a decent game.
Which I think is probably likely. It's rare for him to throw that many picks in a game.
I agree. I do think Kansas has got a chance. I'm sorry, I can't even say it with a straight face right now, but Kansas City, like I said, you got an absolute beast in Tyreek Hill. The special teams there is ridiculous. I think they definitely have a close edge, but we're going to go ahead and give them to the Steelers.
All right, we're gonna go to AFC. Another game.
Texans and the Titans.
Texans and the Titans.
I don't know. Deshaun Watson looked really bad in his first game back. Obviously, I have him in fantasy, and he only gave me 10 points, which I'm pretty
Points
upset
don't mean
about.
everything. Like I
They
said,
don't.
I
They
mean,
don't. But I mean, he threw a pick against the Patriots. I mean, he looked pretty bad against. I mean, although the Patriots are always the Super Bowl. Yeah, they're always the Super Bowl favorite. But I mean, he had a close game last year. Granted, they only lost by 8 this year. But I don't know. He just didn't look like the Deshaun Watson before, injury.
That's true, but the Titans lost to the Dolphins.
They did.
This is a big make or break game for both these teams. Both of them are 0-1 right now. Like I said, the loser's going to go 0-2, and that's
But
a
if the
rough start.
Dolphins stop the Titans, then I believe in J.J. Watt.
I believe in everyone else besides J.J. Watt. I believe in Jadeveon Clowney and the Honey Badger and everyone else. J.J. Watt's just too inconsistent for me. I love J.J. Watt. He's great when he's on the field, but I don't know, man.
Does anybody know if
I love it.
Mariota?
I attacked your opinions, not you, though.
Do you know if Mariota's back on next week?
I'm not for sure, but again, I think Mariota's a very average quarterback. I think he's just as he was middle of the tier. I'd give him middle of the pack. He's an okay quarterback.
Above or below Andy Dalton?
Below Andy Dalton.
Ooh.
I'll give him below Andy Dalton. He's a good runner. He makes it. He's fun to watch, but he just makes too many questionable decisions. And I'm gonna put Jameis Winston in that same boat. Him and Jameis Winston are very comparable. When Jameis Winston goes to the ground, Jameis Winston throws up a lob. They're both in their 3rd or 4th year in the NFL. They still got some learning to do. I think in a few years they'll be very good, but I don't think they're there yet. I think, like I said, this game is gonna be very important to both teams. Loser's gonna come out 0-2, and that's a rough start to a 16 game season.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I have the Texans, so
I'm gonna go with the Texans just because of their defense.
Texans for defense, absolutely.
Jack.
Texans.
All right.
Texans.
Clean sweep.
Swipe.
All right, next game is the Raiders and the Broncos. Broncos defense looked really good against the Seahawks week 1. I think that they keep it up. I think that, the Raiders offense, although it does have, its greatness and everything.
Beast mode.
I think that the Raiders lose this game and it goes to the Broncos.
I'm gonna go against that. I'm gonna go Raiders over Broncos. I think John Gruden's doing a great job. I've watched a little bit of that first game. We're obviously in the middle of recording it during most of the game, but I've seen a lot of it. I've seen what Chucky can do there on the sidelines. I think he's come back to fundamental football. He really loves Marshawn Lynch for that attitude he's got. He's letting Derek Carr run the offense, which is the way it should be. He's a smart kid. They've paid him a lot of money. I think they got a chance to be good this year. I definitely think they have the chance to beat the Broncos in their inconsistent offense, but Emmanuel Sanders is definitely trying to prove me wrong on that one.
I also think the Raiders, just to piggyback off what you said, I like Derek Carr, and I love Marshawn.
Well, even they got weapons of more than that. I can say.
I know, I understand that, but I'm just saying, it's a very good 1-2 punch.
New pickup of Jordy Nelson, like I said, good.
They still have Amari Cooper.
Yeah, Amari Cooper, like I said, I think they got what it takes to definitely beat the Broncos.
Their defense is average.
However, as of right now, they are losing by 10.
Yeah, but it's the Rams. Everyone.
Rams are
That's
my
true. We have Rams as a Super Bowl contender.
Rams are my Super Bowl favorite. Jack, who do you have?
It's tough. I want to go Raiders because I love Marshawn. I'm going Raiders.
Raiders.
I have no other reason other than I love
3-1.
Marshawn.
Raiders 3-1.
A lot of 3-1s this one. Not a lot of like overall sweeps.
Oh,
I think we got an overall sweep
This
coming up.
next one is really?
You don't think so?
No, next one
I think
is
we're going to be very divided on this one.
game of the week, maybe? Patriots and Jaguars. I'm going to go Jaguars.
Bold.
I love their defense. I love everything about it. I'm a big fan of them. I've never think that I would have a favorite over a team of the Patriots with the team led by Blake Bortles, But, I just think that Leonard Fournette, although he had a very rough start week 1, I think that he finds a way to get it back week 2, and Blake Bortles somehow comes out with the 3-point victory over the Patriots.
You still haven't mentioned Tom Brady, which is a problem. Tom Brady's won against some of the best defenses in our lifetimes, for sure, in his entire career. I think the defense definitely gave him a run for his money, especially at that interior line front with the inside linebackers and everything like that. The run game's going to be difficult. He's going to have to sling that rock a little bit, but he can look off corners. He can look off safeties to the inside. Tom Brady's a good quarterback. He's a systematic quarterback that knows what he's doing. He can sit there and he can play you, and you're not even going to know you're getting played. I think they're going to come out and play great football. I don't think Jacksonville can keep up offensively with what the Patriots got going on.
I think it'll be close just because of how good Jacksonville's defense is. But, you already said it. Tom Brady's great.
Yeah, we're done underestimating Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers on this podcast. We're not going to do it anymore. It's not going to happen because they prove us wrong every time. Every time.
I'm also going Patriots. I don't think you can ever count Tom Brady out of anything, regardless of who he's playing.
It'll definitely be a good game. Is that Sunday night?
Yes, that's Sunday
night. That'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think right now we're leaning 3-1 Patriots.
3-1 Patriots.
Just keep note that Alex did choose Jacksonville on that one.
So we can all make fun of him. Roast him when he's wrong.
All right, let's go NFC. Start out with the Carolina Panthers versus Atlanta Falcons.
I'm going to start out right here with the division of the currently amazing Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I really hope the Falcons just smack the Panthers so Carolina's 1-1. Just honestly. But honestly, though, seriously, with that Cowboys game against Carolina came out hurt. They came out with the dub, but they came out hurt. Greg Olsen's back hurt, right foot like it was last year. Granted, they said it's a different injury or whatever it may be. I think there were several other injuries on that team. But Luke Kuechly came out of the game. That's a big part of their defense. Definitely their lead man there on their defense. I think they're going to struggle. I don't think Matt Ryan's a good quarterback by any means, but I think he can pick apart at least what's left of that Carolina defense.
I'm going to go with the Falcons as well. Their offense looked pretty, they looked pretty good against
They're good until they get within the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and against the Eagles defense, obviously Julio's upset about his second, end zone, not catch against the Eagles.
What is he, 0-11 in the red zone right now with Matt Ryan?
Yeah.
Over the past several attempts?
I just think that Julio and Matt Ryan are too much of a too much of a force for that Carolina defense.
I'm going Carolina. I'm a fan of Cam Newton. I'm honest. I'm going to tell you that he is my favorite quarterback. I love the way he plays. I love the aggressiveness. I love everything about it. And I think he looked great. I think Christian McCaffrey looked great too.
Amazing.
He did have that fumble.
He did have a fumble against the Cowboys.
Yeah, but I still like him. Their offense to me is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So I have Carolina.
I'm also leaning Carolina.
Carolina. All right, so it's
I love
2-2.
Cam Newton as well.
2-2.
Noah, tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker. Here we go. I'm ready for NBA when I get to do all these tiebreakers.
Carolina or Falcons?
I go Carolina because I think Cam Newton's really good. So, but I mean, the
Alright.
Falcons were in the Super Bowl not long ago.
All right.
I don't know. It's a tie.
All right, well, this is a toss-up.
This is definitely one of the.
This is definitely a
Definitely.
toss-up for me. Green Bay versus the Vikings. The only reason it's a toss-up for me is because
We don't know if Aaron
we don't know if
Rodgers
Aaron
played.
Rodgers is going to play.
Yeah.
Well, the only
If
reason
Aaron Rodgers plays,
It's hard
Aaron
to
Rodgers
bet
wins.
without Aaron Rodgers being in the game, whether or not we know that.
the only Vikings beat the 49ers is because Jimmy Garoppolo has a porn star girlfriend now.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's exactly
it
what
is.
happened.
He's distracted.
So I'm gonna go with the Vikings on this one.
But-
Defense looks strong.
You got-
Offense looks strong. They just went up against
How did Jimmy G come into this
Dude,
conversation?
Last
they
week?
played.
Yeah, but- oh, okay.
The Vikings played. But
Okay.
you got to think about Danica Patrick is former race car driver, maybe pretty quarterbacks with pretty girlfriends just struggle against that Vikings defense.
I mean-
but on a real note, seriously though, the defense is too good. I think Aaron Rodgers can definitely compete against them, but I don't think Green Bay's defense can hold the Vikings offense. With Kirk Cousins showed that he could merge well with that group. He has a lot of weapons to throw to. I think the Vikings are going to win a close game and pull a new era in the NFC.
I thought we just said we were done underestimating.
We are.
You just said
I know, but
My thing is, if Aaron Rodgers plays, I go Green Bay.
Aaron
And I
Rodgers
think he
can't
does
play
play,
every
so
position.
I'm going to say Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers can't play.
All
every
right, so
position.
another tiebreaker, Noah.
My
Which
thing
one
is-
is it gonna be?
Just go ahead and just say
It's not like Randall
Discount double
Cobb
check.
didn't look good.
Yeah.
He did. He looked great. He, like I said, former Kentucky guy. But the thing is, he gets hurt. You get Deshaun Kaiser, who went 0-16 with the Browns. You know who the third-string quarterback is?
Randall Cobb.
Randall Cobb,
Who was
exactly.
a great quarterback.
He was
Yeah,
against
He
Tennessee.
played it fantastic.
But
in
he
Kentucky.
hasn't played since college.
So,
Okay.
You don't forget how to throw. Muhammad Sanu threw a touchdown to God dang Andy Dalton.
Yeah, I
Anybody
loved
can
it.
do anything when
And I
he
was
does
there
that.
for it.
I guess you got a great point.
All right, so
That would be
now-
that'd be a great Wildcat formation. I'm telling you, Green Bay. I got you. Offensive
I am
coordinator.
absolutely not a fan of any Wildcat formation ever.
It's a very efficient in college,
it
but not in the
disgusts
NFL.
me.
It doesn't belong in the NFL.
You
I
just
don't-
run a blitz, a man blitz, and then you got it countered.
I hate
There's
it
only one.
so
there's only one
much.
formation I think works less effectively than the Wildcat.
Gunray Monster.
Polecat.
Oh.
It just
That's
doesn't
some-
work at
that's
all.
some Nelson County stuff right there.
All
All right, so tiebreaker, Noah. You
Yeah.
got Aaron Rodgers versus the Vikings.
I'm gonna go with Green Bay because I like cheese. So.
They're
That's
Green Bay.
understandable.
they're-
He's very systematic with this pick.
I swear to God, he picks always right.
The Green Bay
We discovered
Robbers.
something.
All right, next
Okay,
one.
all right, next game.
Professional.
Reigning Super Bowl champs versus your Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The
Fitzmagic.
undefeated
Fitzmagic
World
looks-
Championship Buccaneer, not World Championship, but
I
not
was
since
where you
like
pulling that
Gruden.
from?
Not since Gruden
ass.
played for us.
2000.
All I'm saying is, Fitzmagic coming for the dub.
Really?
Fitzmagic can't be stopped.
Carson Wentz still out, right?
Yes. Several
potentially.
weeks, man. I don't think,
hurt
from what
by
we've
that.
heard, he's not in. From information we have right now, he's not in.
I trust Nick Foles. I think that the Eagles come out with this easy dub, 15-point victory.
I'm gonna be real honest. I'm gonna go ahead and say this on a podcast. If they pull another Philly
Is that what we're
special
doing?
on us,
A podcast?
yeah.
This is what we are?
If they pull another Philly special on us, I'm gonna hang myself by a Winston jersey.
Okay.
Is that okay to say?
To
And
our-
seriously, on a serious note, though, I want the Bucs to win. Absolutely, I think we obviously showed that we can keep up with any offense. So we kept up with the Saints. Deshaun Jackson may or may not be out. He's on a concussion protocol right now. But we still got Mike Evans, still got Adam Humphries, still struggling at the running back position. But against that Eagles defense, I don't think the run is any part of our game plan at all. I think it's honestly going to be passes. And as you could see in that game, Ryan Fitzpatrick ran for like 3 or 4 first downs. On
Wait, Ryan who?
Ryan Fitzmagic. I
Thank you,
apologize.
thank
Yeah,
you.
I've got to get the wizard hat going on here.
He's gonna get a jersey with Ryan Fitzmagic on it.
I might, but he's a backup quarterback. Like that's what they do. They go and just like Nick Foles, they go to win a couple games if the quarterback gets hurt, and then they get a good pay increase, and then they sit there on the sideline and they hope they can be good again.
What a nice life.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I just don't think Ryan Fitzmagic is
Thank
so inconsistent. Like I said, we haven't seen him play a lot. He played decent last year, but I don't see him stringing 2 games together. One against one of the better defenses in the league. Was adding Malcolm Jenkins on there doesn't make it any better. But hopefully our defense can hold them. They'll definitely hold Jay Ajayi. I will call it right now. Jay Ajayi gets less than 100 yards rushing. But I think we struggle with the defense, but I still got Tampa Bay.
I'm
I
also
got
Tampa
Tampa
Bay.
Bay.
Yeah, okay. 3-1.
Oh my gosh. They've seen the light, guys. They've seen the light in
I like
Tampa.
what I'm seeing.
I do too.
I like
Ryan
Mike Evans.
Fitzmagic is there.
I got Mike Evans in my fantasy team. Got me 20 points. I appreciate that.
Mike
I'll pick him
Evans
again.
is the best receiver we have.
All right,
besides
so
Sean Jackson.
we go to the Rams versus Cardinals. Rams are currently playing,
23-13.
beating
winning.
the
Raiders.
Oakland Raiders.
I'm going Rams in a blowout. The Cardinals did not look good. They got blown out by the Redskins.
I'm also going Rams in a
I
blowout.
got Rams.
All right.
All right, is that even? Do we need to talk about this?
No.
One thing.
Okay.
The hot take here. Rams are gonna start the backup quarterback because they don't need Jared Goff playing. They don't need anybody. I think it is a struggle for Arizona this year, rebuild year. Hopefully David Johnson comes out and gets some big points, makes some plays. I just don't see it. That's where old players go to die. Basically, it's into retirement. Adrian Peterson went there and somehow got out of it, coming back out of retirement. But I just don't see it happening in LA all the way.
All right. Next game is the Lions and the 49ers. I'm going to go with 49ers.
Also
I mean,
going 49ers.
I also got 49ers. The
all right.
Lions got beat 48-17 tonight.
To the
of
freaking
Jets.
Jets.
the night we recorded.
I am going with the Lions. I still believe in that defense. They struggled tonight.
Against the
barn
Jets.
door got open and it was rough for them. But Matt Stafford had again very uncharacteristic, just like Big Ben did. 4 interceptions. That's rough on anybody, especially against the Jets. But they gotta come back. They got that new head coach going on right now. You just got to give them a week or two to get with things. I think they still have a chance, but it's Detroit, so they'll disappoint at any chance they have a chance.
Well, talk about the Oakland Raiders real quick. Todd Gurley just tried to kill a man. Tried to hurdle a dude, realized he wasn't high enough, so he decided a knee to the bottom of the dude's chin to put him to sleep was the right move.
So I heard his
Holy.
court date is literally Thursday, so it's going to be a struggle to try and make that game. But for attempted manslaughter,
Dude's walking to the sideline. He
my-
doesn't really know where
Todd
he's at,
Gurley
though.
is a monster. Oh my god.
Is that targeting?
The dude was
It should be. It should be.
The dude was
Yeah,
asleep.
why do
if AB can get a penalty for kicking a kicker in the chest, he can get a penalty for doing that poor man wrong.
He tried to decapitate the dude. He really did. I saw his head lift a little bit.
I mean, that was one of the hardest hits I've seen so far this season.
And he didn't even lower his shoulder. Hey, that's what the NFL wants now. They just want people to
Oh, yeah, that's
decapitate.
complete-
That's what they want
completely
now.
ridiculous.
That's what they want.
Decapitation.
They don't know how to
that's-
handle
Can we
it.
talk about it, though?
Yeah.
How does Todd Gurley sub a knee after that? He had to have broke something. That was you're right. Those are definitely more than a quarter of an inch thick. He took his knee 100 miles per hour through a dude's face mask.
But
I
again,
don't know
let's
if
talk
it was
about how the defense is being handicapped based on these new rules. He has to sit there and get low, and that gets Todd Gurley do what Todd Gurley does and attempts to hurdle somebody.
Ooh, just
And-
real quick off
And
of
it's
that.
unfortunate.
Todd Gurley's new nickname, the Guillotine.
Start calling it here
So
first.
real quick off of that, just like so I'm a Bengals fan. Obviously, I'm a Joe Mixon fan. If you watch him play, if you watch this entire game, almost every single run where he gets loose, right before contact about to be initiated, he is almost parallel with the ground.
Absolutely.
He is leading with his head, and you can't
But the
do
receiver, the running back won't get called for that. The offense
that.
won't
Exactly,
get
and
called for
I'm
that.
not a fan of that. And I know he's like my running back, but
You got to
you
come
can't
from
do
the
that.
side.
He's
like,
fully parallel. It's
Yeah.
not even remotely close. His helmet
He's
is
gonna get hurt.
straight. You're right. It's dangerous for himself.
but he's getting paid to win football games.
You're damn right he is. Now, we picked
We picked San
49ers?
Francisco. Yeah, we
Yeah, we
picked
picked
San
the
Francisco.
49ers.
Sorry about the delay. It was just.
Something crazy happened. We had to be on top of it. All right, so next game.
Let's talk about two underperforming teams.
The New York Football Giants versus America's Dallas Cowboys. Dallas.
battle for worst in the division.
I don't know. I mean,
Who can suck worse this game?
our offensive coordinator. If we lose this game, he's out.
I just want to say I
Scott
wasted
Lennon.
a whole fantasy draft pick on OBJ. Still hurt by that one.
But no, I mean, I think Dallas walks away with this one. It'll be a close game. It'll be a field goal. For some reason, we never can blow out the Giants for whatever reason. But yeah, I think the Cowboys walk away with this win.
I think they both have missing pieces in all over the team. Like I said, when Jack said it's literally going to be a battle for who's worse as a satire, it's absolutely true. I just think whoever makes the least mistakes, whoever just sucks less that particular day, I mean, is going to come out and win. They could play 6 times this year and it would be 3-3. I don't see either team being super consistent right now. Granted, it's week 2, but at the end of the day, I see Saquon Barkley coming out having a monster game against Dallas.
Can I just say that I've been a fan of the Dallas Cowboys since 2006, and it's literally purgatory. Like, this is the definition of purgatory.
Eternity.
Like, we're always mediocre.
So we're going Dallas.
Yeah,
Mark.
Dallas.
Okay. Chicago Bears or Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks looked terrible.
They did.
Bears looked really solid in a loss.
I think I'm going to go with Chicago just because of how great their defense performed
Mac,
against.
God.
Yeah, against.
I'm also going Bears. By the way.
I think that the Bears are
The Bears.
a lower tier wild card playoff team. You know, that's their peak. I think that they win this game no problem. I just think that Russell Wilson isn't Aaron Rodgers and can't come back a 20-point deficit by himself.
Well, even then, Aaron Rodgers has a support staff. Granted, not on defense, but on offense. Russell Wilson, Doug Baldwin may be out next week. And after that, his targets are very, very limited. I just think Russell tries to put the team on his back, will crush under the pressure, and Chicago will
So it's
ultimately win this.
all 4 of us going Chicago.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. With that being said, that's all the games for this week. Y'all want to do we got about 5-6 minutes. You want to do a quick lightning round of news in the sports world?
Stories of the week.
Stories of the week.
Real quick, my most impressive rookie showcase was Denzel Ward on the Cleveland Browns, who picked off Big Ben twice. I think it was a great play. He was guarding AB most of the game. He deflected AB several times. One of the best receivers in the league. He's a scrawny little guy, but he comes out to hit, and I love his play style. And when I watch the Browns, I'm watching for Denzel Ward.
All right, my story of the week is University of Kentucky Wildcats ending their 32-year football streak against the Florida Gators. The game was amazing. It wasn't as close as it looked because we got that scoop and score at the very end. But, oh my gosh, what a game. Terry touchdown, looked amazing. Not a Heisman candidate, but maybe next year he can get in that picture. Obviously, Benny Snell had a monster game. Defense played a big part in it. This is why I like college football more than professional football. Is just because of this game right here. It was all heart. It wasn't hey, I'm getting this big of a paycheck. It's not it's not about me. It's about us, and that's what I like about football, especially college football.
You mean
Real
like
quick,
last year
so
when
we're
they-
all U of L students, right? Who in here is a Kentucky fan?
Me.
I.
Okay, so 4 out of the 5 of us in this room are Kentucky fans. Great weekend for us.
We will definitely cheer for both teams, but when it comes down to it, it's Kentucky all the way. We still
Yeah.
blue.
Man, that was a good. This is such a good day for me.
It really was. I went home and I partied.
My
by
dad and I
myself.
were watching the game, and as soon as Kentucky won, he just looks at me and goes, "We should go to town and get some beer." And I mean, my dad was so excited, and I was too. I mean,
Did y'all go to town and get some beer?
he went to sleep.
Okay.
He was in bed about 3 minutes
He
later.
was that excited.
He didn't quite make it.
Tuckered out real quick.
All right. Who else has a?
I was just gonna mention that my Devin Booker's hand surgery. So
I just
he
wanted
might-
to mention Jack Loesch's hand surgery. He's all good.
That poor guy, man. He really the team's gonna lose now. He's young. There's
Is
nothing
he gonna
left.
be out for the year?
D-Book's out 6 weeks.
6
I
weeks.
mean,
He can miss. He can miss the
It's
start of
not
that
a
season.
huge deal for a team that struggles so much.
Which-
It is a
yeah.
big deal.
Yeah.
So you have DeAndre Ayton, and you drafted Josh Jackson last year.
Mm-hmm.
You are a team to me that has zero direction. I don't know what the GMs are doing. I don't like it. I don't like the vision. DeAndre
Trevor
Ayton's the
Ariza.
best thing they've done. Oh, which makes zero sense to me.
Yeah.
For a team that's going young, why pick up Trevor Ariza? It doesn't make sense financially to me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense with Trevor Ariza to me. You're
They
getting
should have picked
older.
that blowout dang too. It's stupid.
They got
Yeah.
Ryan Anderson out there.
And I mean, they're begging for a good point guard, and they can't find one. They've attempted to trade for Damian Lillard, Kemba Walker, and Harry Rozier.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That is my team on 2K. My 2K, my career. I picked the Suns, so we're going 82-0. It's okay.
I think they need Devin Booker.
Yeah.
A lot.
For sure.
I think DeAndre Ayton is going to give you 10 and 10, but I don't think he's going to, change this team around drastically. Devin Booker's a heart and soul, and
Mhm.
having him not playing, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Based on the Bengals fan in the room, what do you think was, obviously everyone comes together to be a big part in the win and everything. What's the pivotal moment? Who pushes you over the line besides Joe Mixon? I want you to come up with someone other than Joe Mixon, though. I want to know, because you can't just have that one guy.
Well, hold on. You can. Green Bay has proven that.
Okay, you got to get
The thing is, Joe Mixon fought so hard for every yard that, I feel like it just gave energy to the team.
Yeah.
John Ross had his little 3-yard TD where he jogged his way to a 15-yard gap in the end zone. I don't know how he did it. There's not even that many yards, but he still somehow did it. And then, you had A.J. Green looking rough, and everybody stepped up.
Well, I know. When I said that Joe Mixon is, our team's offense, that's not to say that we don't have plenty of other threats. A.J. Green, is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
John Ross,
It's going to be a mediocre role-playing wide receiver.
Okay, I think that's a false statement. I don't think he'll ever be like our star receiver. Maybe when A.J. Green retires.
Is that role-playing?
He's a
said
huge
mediocre.
slot guy. He'll be a slot guy.
I think it'll be mediocre.
That's just incorrect.
He had 1 reception for 3 yards.
But it's a
What's the
touchdown.
point?
But it's a touchdown.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I just
think
don't.
Tyler
I don't
Eichner's
think he'll
catching that pass?
ever be. Yeah. What do you mean? Yes.
I'm not even sure how many times he got targeted though. So
I don't think he'll ever be a
1 for 1 's
star
pretty good.
receiver.
Well, no one ever said that. Well,
I
even better
think-
than mediocre.
I think mediocre is the next tier. Maybe average, but I feel like average has the same connotation to me as mediocre. So, targeted twice. Had 1 catch.
I mean,
50%.
yeah. There you go. There you go.
Is that the end of the podcast?
Do we have any other news?
Any hot takes for this next week?
Um,
Something crazy is gonna happen.
Joe
someone
Mixon
gonna-
gets hurt.
Who's gonna break out this week that we didn't see this week?
I
John
think
Ross.
John Ross. All right. I'm gonna go with Sam Darnold going off against the Dolphins. I think that he'll throw for 250 yards.
Okay. All right. Just 250?
Just
3, 4,
Nope,
500?
250 on the dot.
Okay.
250, 3 touchdowns. I think he's.
I'll give you
he's
$1
going-
if you're right.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
All right.
We'll check back in next Wednesday when time we release the podcast. It'll be amazing. I will say that while Ryan Fitzmagic train is high, I can't express this enough. Hopes shouldn't stay high. Maintain optimism, but be very cautious about the optimism. Like I said, similar to how the Cowboys are purgatory. Bucks can do the same thing to you in a season of roller coasters of emotions. You can beat the Steelers, but please let's beat the Eagles. I would love to beat the Eagles. I think we can do it. And even if Ryan Fitzmagic goes 3 for 3 with these games while Jameis is out, I still don't think he has a starting row. Just like when Dak was covering for Romo, he's really got to play a couple more than 3 games to earn that starting spot.
Oh yeah, he played half the season.
Hot take. Completely unrelated. Not within the next week. Within 2 weeks. Tiger Woods places top 3 at the Tour Championship.
Oh yeah. Tiger Woods has been looking.
He's been on
good.
fire.
He is on fire.
I don't know if it's necessarily a hot take, but top 3 is
No.
not too
Golf
hard.
needs to put magnets in his golf balls so they can make golf interesting again. People, I've never really watched a lot of golf. I've watched a little bit, very little, when it gets big and people come comebacks. But if Tiger's playing, I'm gonna watch.
Oh no.
And that's that's just a big deal. Tiger Woods. I mean, he's an athlete.
Tiger is back, and the world of golf appreciates it, and it is amazing.
Not even
And
that,
then-
it gets a lot more fans from the world outside of
Yeah.
golf.
And then in 2 months, when he takes on Phil Mickelson in their charity event,
That's just-
he is
that's-
going to destroy him.
He
Like-
will, but this game's happening 10 years too late.
Yeah, it is. It is. Both players should have been in their prime when this happened, but it's still a big event. I'm glad all of it's going to charity.
I think it's
not-
almost looked at the same way for me as like Pacquiao Mayweather is.
Yeah.
Happened way too late.
Yeah.
They should have fought in their prime. Just like they should have played in their prime, but
Good comparison. Solid comparison.
you get what you get. You get to see it when you can. You're gonna marvel at it. You're gonna love it.
Oh,
but
it's still going to be
it's
an
still
amazing.
they should have played.
It's still going to be an
earlier.
amazing thing to watch. Like
It's a lot of money on the line though.
it is. It
A
is.
lot of money.
How much do you want to bet they make one of those? So a picture of Ollie over top of Sonny Liston and those iconic sports photos. How much you want to bet
They're
they
gonna
make?
compare it to
Yeah.
that immediately.
No. How much you want to bet the winner? Like they're striking, like a pose, or Tiger's,
You get
pumping
that.
his
Yeah,
fist.
you gotta have the
yeah.
Tiger fist pump,
Yeah,
man.
Tiger's pumping his fist. If he wins, they take a picture of it with Mickelson in the background. How much you want to bet that becomes one of the most iconic images within the last 50 years of sports?
See, I disagree. I think one of the most iconic photos is Tyler's mugshot. Or Tiger's mugshot. I just think it's a
No.
great picture. It captures the insanity in his mind at that moment, and I think it's gonna go down in one of the top 10. Solid.
Top 10.
I do want to say it's safe to say at this point, Rams did beat Oakland Raiders right by 20 right now with 2 minutes left.
Is that a good prediction?
That
Is that
that
good for
makes
us?
us 10-6. So we would have made the playoffs.
Marcus Peters just got a 50-yard interception.
Oh yeah,
Pick
yeah.
six.
That's in the game.
30.
So-
Derek Carr should have traded Derek Carr over Khalil Mack.
Very true. On that note, thank you for tuning in to the Final Buzzer podcast. Tune in again this time next week. Please feel free to leave any comments, any criticisms, anything that you would like actually on our Twitter at
questions?
Final Buzzer Pod. Any questions you may have, anything that you feel like we missed, anything
Facebook
you feel like
and
we said wrong.
Facebook
Yeah,
and Twitter.
Facebook and Twitter. And then all of our personal social medias will be linked in the bio of our Twitter.
Please personally attack us if you don't agree with anything we're saying.
Absolutely.
We would love
Make
to
it-
hear what
we'll
you have
love
to
it.
say.
We'll
Make
love
me
it.
defend my point, please. I need that in my life.
I
I have nothing else.
Get me
besides
out of
this.
purgatory, please.
Again, thank you. Same time next week.